Hello, hello, and welcome to Power of the Pen, first episode for 2026. I am LaWanna Bradford, and I cannot believe we are in our 7th season, and it is exciting to be here with you to share all about books, meet authors, and today I'm excited because I'm actually live with you right now. It's happening. We're recording right now, so everything is real time. And I wanted to come on today, especially because this episode is going to talk about the great reads from 2025. There are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of books out there that are published every single year, but we're talking about those books that we featured on the platform in 2025. And we're going to go over a little bit about each, tell you what's next, how we're going to select the number one book for 2025 featured on Power of the Pen. And then we're going to share a little bit about what is coming up on this program. We've got a lot of new things that we're doing. We're excited because we're really positioning ourselves to be a resource platform for authors such as you and readers such as yourself to find and explore books that will help inspire, uplift, entertain, educate you. And we will be back in just a moment, and we'll get into those top reads. Well, we are back. Again, I'm LaWanna Bradford. I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. And thank you again for following us over the years on Power of the Pen. We have a lot of great things that's in store for you for 2026. I'm so excited. Can't wait as we do the slow release of each. But also, I want to talk about our sponsor is a docuseries, which is called Beyond the Battle, When Beauty Meets Strength. And it is a docuseries that speaks to the resilience and power of 7 women who shared their stories post breast cancer. And the exciting thing about this is we will be entering the docuseries into 2 film categories. So we'll see what happens, but that docuseries is our sponsor for today, and we'll show you a little bit about that a little later on. So let me just get right into this. We are celebrating, as I mentioned, great reads of 2025. These are our books and authors that we featured on this platform last year. And the first one is The Leadership Advantage: How to Cultivate Leadership Skills That Drive Success by Joel D. Smith. This is a book that is challenging individuals as leaders to how do you show up? How do you show up with authority, yet being authentic, tapping into your emotional intelligence in order to drive results, right? Having those leadership skills that matter in today's very shifting and disruptive market. When we had our discussion with Joel, it was amazing to see how he was able to translate his decades of experience as a military warrant officer and he was also a fighter pilot, and how he translated that experience in his leadership, in his life, in his growth, in his education into this very powerful book. And he uses the concept of a wolf pack. And so if you want to lean in more, I encourage you, all these books that I'm going to be sharing with you today, you can find them on Amazon. And the concept of the wolf and the wolf pack is pretty profound. And he talks about how you can, through the lens and the power of the wolf, of that way of orchestrating and leading and guiding and protecting, right, the team, protecting the workforce, getting the buy-in, getting the collective energy moving forward in one mission, one direction. is found in his book. And again, I found the interview was fantastic. I read the book from cover to cover, and it is written as a fireside chat. So I would encourage you, if you're a business owner in corporate, this is one of those books you definitely, I would say, want to have in your library. It is one that you can reference back to. It's something that you can actually take some salient points out when you have your team meetings and share if you're looking for that kind of modest type of coaching and training that you want to do, but you don't want to have it formalized. But you can take a little bit of this and add it at the front end or back end of your team meeting and share and exchange and see how people feel about it and how it transforms your team and how it transforms you and your mindset as a leader is remarkable. It is a book that is transformative. So I encourage you to check out The Leadership Advantage, again, available on Amazon, How to Cultivate Leadership Skills That Drive Success by Joel D. Smith. The next book, a very long title, but equally impactful book. This is called She Is Awakened. Awaken your God-given calling, unleash your spiritual gifts, and step boldly into a mission-driven faith that transforms lives, starting with yours. And this is by ChristianBusinessResources.com. It's a collaborative book, and it was spearheaded by Sammy Garrity out of the UK. And she and a total of 12 women got together, and they are providing not only their story as far as their spiritual journey, but also giving you some key tips and strategies on how to move forward in your own gifts and talents and dreams. And sometimes we get in our own way. Sometimes we have those limited beliefs, restrictive thinking. We allow other people to dissuade us from moving forward. We begin to maybe be flooded with self-doubt. And this really unpackages in a very strategic way how individuals can rise up in their calling, even know what their calling is, refine that calling, and walk boldly in their purpose. Again, it's something similar to, like we were talking about, The Leadership Advantage. Sure, you can read it from cover to cover, but I see it as one that can be translated to where you may be currently in your life. So maybe you do read it from cover to cover, but then you go back and there's a particular chapter that you really need at an appointed time. It's a great book for women's Bible study groups. And it doesn't have to be a Bible study. It could just be a group of women who want to get together to see how can we rise up and be the best that we can be as God designed us to be. How can we get out of our own way, see the truth, see the brilliance, see the greatness that is within? As Les Brown always tells us, there is greatness within. How do we see that? How do we unpackage it, believe it, seize it, and walk boldly in it? And so again, She Is Awakened. Awaken your God-given calling, unleash your spiritual gifts, and step boldly into a mission-driven faith that transforms lives, starting with yours, is also available on Amazon. And again, has risen to, of all of the books that we featured in 2025, one of the top recommended reads. Our next book is Chop Wood, Carry Water, How to Fall in Love with the Process of Becoming Great by Joshua Metcalf. I love this book. It's a simple story. It's a journey, right? It takes you through the journey of this individual. And he has to, if you all remember the movie Karate Kid, right? Wax on, wax off. And it was all about the process, but in the process becomes a discipline, right? There's muscle memory, there's engagement, there's other things that happen that enable you to get to your set destination. And sometimes those little things that we're doing, those repetitive actions over and over again, may not make a lot of sense. It may be very frustrating, right? It's like doing your rudiments on the drums, right? Or your drills on the piano. It becomes like, okay, why do I have to keep doing this over and over again? Why do I have to keep practicing the scales over and over again? But then after a while, when you put it all together, it makes sense. And so what Joshua Metcalf is encouraging us to do in Chop Wood and Carrying Water, again, those repetitive task is, and let me show this, how to fall in love with the process of becoming great. It enables us to say, okay, I'm in this. I'm going to, it may feel a little uncomfortable, may feel a little painful, it may feel a little tedious, but I'm going to still invest, get all in, because I realize that when I understand each phase and then I put all of these together, then I can see the process in its entirety and how I fit within it and how it has shifted and changed me, my mindset, how I show up, my level of discipline, my level of commitment to a particular task, a project. So again, this is another great book that I encourage you to get if you're, again, a business owner, an entrepreneur, you're in the corporate space, and sometimes we get sick and tired of just the stuff. Well, this book challenges you to check yourself. So again, chop wood, carry water, the process, how to fall in love with the process of becoming great. So again, the key thing is you're becoming great. You're morphing into something, but sometimes to get there, it's not always fun, right? When you're looking at some of our greats, whether it's Kobe Bryant, whether it's Michael Jordan, it may not have always felt great to be out there doing shot after shot after shot, or layup after layup after layup. But they have the title as being the GOATs, right? The greatest of all time. And there is greatness within each one of you. And if you notice, there's kind of like a common theme going on with these books. And this wasn't by design. It just sort of happened that way. But again, these are all great reads. You can buy one, you can buy all of them, buy them as a gift, buy them for your team. They're all available on Amazon.com. Now, here's a book that is equally powerful. Be a leader of significance, build your legacy and leave an impact, by Monsongo Mukwa. So be a leader of significance, build your legacy and leave an impact, by Monsongo Mukwa. And this really challenges, where do you put your value system as you're moving forward in your leadership? How do you become a leader of significance? And what does that really mean? How do you show up in a way that helps people want to be the best that they can be, that your team shows up, ready and vested? It talks about really focusing not so much on the bottom line, even though we know the bottom line is important. We're not getting rid of the bottom line and the performance indicators, but it really focuses on the people, right? Really working on those people skills and realizing that they are the engine to drive success, right? So creating that sense of engagement. And there's some similarities in what Joel D. Smith talked about in the leadership advantage. But being a leadership of significance, how do you show up and you are someone who is significant? You have a significant role and impact in all of the people, all of the players that are around you in order to accomplish that set objective, that set mission. So again, be a leadership of significance, build your legacy, leave an impact, by Monsongo Mukwa is available on Amazon. And the last book, the last of the five, is Edelweiss and Collard Greens, Blending Culture, Sharing Faith, a Story of Unity and Diversity, by Cornelia Brown. Cornelia is a diversity and inclusion advocate. She believes in the importance of opening up the lines of communication, building the bridge so that we can cross the cultural divide, create greater understanding in order to enhance our communities, to create sustainability, and to build legacy. She believes that we are all just different shades and flavors and experiences. And if we can come together with that, realizing that we are more alike than we are different, and we're able to celebrate and understand the differences, then we become better. We become stronger as humanity. So again, Edelweiss and Collard Greens, she's taking her lived experience with her husband, being an African-American soldier who she met, and she's from Bavaria. So hence Edelweiss and collard greens. He was from the South, and how they married one another and blending the cultures. And there's a lot of aha, deep moments, but then there's throughout the book, it's peppered with some things that just make you laugh when it's understanding the nuances of cultures or things you just don't know or understand. And then you have this sense of awareness. And so again, this book, it's one that you walk away with, again, transformed in the sense that you begin to reflect on your life and maybe how you looked at people from other backgrounds, cultures, experiences, or maybe how you felt that maybe you weren't seen, maybe you weren't regarded or respected as you felt you should. So again, a great book, perfect book for a time such as now. Edelweiss and Collard Greens, Blending Cultures, Sharing Faith, a Story of Unity and Diversity by Cornelia Brown. So those are the 5 books that we will be bringing back to you next week. And we will announce the book of 2025 on Power of the Pen. So it will either be The Leadership Advantage by Joel D. Smith, She's Awakened by ChristianBusinessResources.com, Chop Wood, Carry Water by John Metcalf, Be a Leader of Significance by Mosongo Mukwa, or Edelweiss and Collard Greens by Cornelia Brown. And we've got a lot of things in store for whoever is selected for that prize recognition. There you will see more promotion about them, how to get in contact with them, find out if they're doing speaking engagements. There's these things beyond the book that we will be bringing to you. So we're real excited about that. Now, I told you there's a lot of new things that are happening. And these are some things that we've done in the past and sort of taken them off the table. And we thought, no, this is now the time. And the one thing that we want to do with earnest intent is to provide a platform where individuals can come and also do a targeted, professionally done book launch. So book launch is beyond an in-person book launch, but how do we get out there and create a program around your book or your collaborative book? So if you're a solo author, we can talk about what that looks like. And if you are an individual who has been part of a collaborative book, how can we do this? And this virtual book launch platform is a 2-hour platform. We have limited ones that we're doing for this year. There will be 11 that we do this year. So if you're thinking like, ooh, I would like it to take advantage of that, or you just want to find out how it will work, definitely reach out to me. And I will put my information below, and we can give you more information about how, I thought I had my information here, about how you can, excuse me, here you go. So Power of the Pen, you would put Power of the Pen and email me, LaWanna at BradfordGroupMTG.com, and we will get back to you, invite you to a session so you can understand what does this whole virtual book launch look like, and how can you engage, and what evergreen material are out there. And this book launch, it will be happening live. So it's a real exciting time. There's a huge promotion around it. And again, it's another way for you to get visible, get noticed. And if you're looking at getting interviewed on other platforms, it's a way to drive traffic back to that, to say, hey, I've written this book, and here's an example of my book launch. So it gives that interviewer, that podcaster, YouTuber, an opportunity to better understand what it is, the story behind the book. So we unpackage a lot of things. It's not just, hey, here's a book and come buy it, but we kind of go into the backstory, the evolution of the book, who you are as an author, or your collaborative authors. We may have them all on the show. If individuals have already purchased your book, advanced purchases, or if you want to do a relaunch of your book, we allow you to do that. And we can bring some of those readers on the show, or perhaps have them pre-record testimonials that we show on the show. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of energy, high engagement. There's music. it's just a big celebration of all that you do. So that is what is happening in 2026. And again, we're only going to have 11 this year, unless something changes, because they're 2-hour sessions, and they will be on the e360tv.com network. So we just want to let you know about that. The other thing that we are doing is we are going to be doing some special training for our authors. And one is called How to Create a Win-Win to Be Invited Back Again. And sometimes we write a book and it's like, okay, I've done that. I've written my book. I've had a couple interviews, and then we just stop. But it's something when you're able to create a level of interest and engagement with whoever's interviewing you, that they want to have you come back because they want to know more of what's happened with this book, more of what's happening with you. So we're going to be peppering several trainings on a quarterly basis here on the platform, as we did before. You remember Barbara Beckley and I, we would come and do training. So some of those trainings are going to be available. We'll be announcing Eventbrite links for you to go, and you can get training and do the on demand. But then we'll also be bringing some live training once a quarter here as well. So real excited about that. And next week we have, and let me put this on here so you can see. There it is. Let me hide this for a minute because I don't want this to be on the ticker. I want you to see this. We have none other than Dr. Anthony D. Shannon in the house. His book, Sacred Success, Unlocking God-Given Prosperity, is a book of strategy, biblical principles, business principles that is relevant right now. This is his latest release, and it's like with everything that's happening in the world, AI changing, the disruptive environment that we're in. How can you still be prosperous in this type of environment when we're hearing about layoffs and mergers and other things, and the fear of, will AI take over everything? How can you still be prosperous? And what does prosperity look like for each of you? And so he and I had a deep dive conversation, and we are bringing that program to you in 2 weeks. So next week, we're going to unpackage and talk about, again, remind you about these top 5 books that are contenders for the number 1 slot recommended reads on Power of the Pen. And we are going to feature that whoever we get, we hope they're able to join us on the stage live so we can talk about them, talk more about their book, and share with you about how you can get in contact with them. And those are the main things that we have. So we're going to continue our programming with books, recommended reads. If you have a recommended read that you'd like to have featured on the platform, you don't have to be an author. Just let us know. Again, this is the information. You can email me, LaWanna Bradford, and Power of the Pen at LaWanna at BradfordGroupMTG.com, and we will schedule time and see how we can get you on the program if you want to know more about our Power of the Pen show, as well as our other shows. We have Business and Financial Raw Talk, as well as Choose to Challenge. We are excited because every week we have 2 orientation sessions. And these orientation sessions tell you a little bit about me, my background, how I got into this media lane. It goes into detail of our shows, the type of guests that we are seeking. And then it weaves training throughout. So you have an hour with us where it's an interactive platform where we're going to have you as that author, as that business owner, as that entrepreneur, as that change agent and influencer to think in a creative and strategic way based on today's environment that you may not have thought about when it comes to how you show up on other people's platform. How do you position yourself? Again, creating that win-win to be invited back again. How do you debunk the myth that has often been said that the person who is behind the mic, meaning the interviewer, is the one who controls everything? Is that fact or fiction? That's one of the things that we talk about. So I look forward to seeing you more, or you seeing me engaging with us as we go into 2026. This is exciting time. And stay tuned, because you definitely want to hear who is going to get that coveted #1 spot for 2025. Last year was Jose Piera for his book, The True Story of the Sitco Six. Amazing, brilliant read, fabulous gentleman who is now traveling all over the world, speaking and teaching and doing amazing things. And we're just happy that we were just a little part of his journey. So again, if you're looking to maximize your impact, your influence, and ultimately your income, and you want to do so on a platform that helps to get you noticed to different audiences, Power of the Pen is where it's at. Well, with that, I'm going to let you see, as I mentioned, the video from our sponsor, Beyond the Battle, When Beauty Meets Strength. And we are so excited that we will be entering this docu-series in 2 film festivals. So it's the first time we're doing this. And that's the one thing with Power of the Pen. It's anyone who's writing. So you may be spoken word, right? Writing, being a playwright, writing a docu-series. It's not just the book. So it's books, it's manuscripts, it's how it translates into film. And we're just real excited that that is a part of our journey. And we debuted the docu-series in 2 parts last October during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And now it's all together. It's one complete piece. It's a 2-hour docu-series, and we will see what happens. But you never know what will happen if you don't take the first step. So here's something about taking the first step. Well, I want to thank you all so very much for joining me for a live special edition of Power of the Pen. Again, if you are interested in being a guest on our show, please do not hesitate to send me an email. Just put Power of the Pen in the subject line. Email to LaWanna at BradfordGroupMTG.com. We will send you the link so you can come to one of our orientation sessions. We'd love to have a conversation with you. The other thing that makes us unique is every single book that is featured on this platform is read cover to cover. We're not skimming it. We're not doing summaries. We're not asking you generic standard questions. We are doing a deep dive and then coming to you from that perspective. Also, as the author, you get a chance to do a little read to our audience from a designated section in your book. So we have a lot of fun on this show. Would love to learn about you, your book, how you're showing up in the world. So again, reach out to us at on Power of the Pen by emailing on the subject line Power of the Pen to LaWanna at BradfordGroupMTG.com. And we look forward to seeing you next week for another special edition of Power of the Pen. Remember that in life and in business, when your vision intersects with opportunity, success is inevitable. So don't stop, don't wait, don't be silent. Pick up the power of the pen. The world is waiting to hear from you. Until next week, I'm LaWanna Bradford. Be safe, be well.